it's no secret that the economy is cyclical. What goes up must come down, and vice versa. For investors, this means there are opportunities to make money during good and bad times. So, should you invest in a recession? The answer is complicated but may depend on your circumstances. Hello everyone, welcome to Success Wisdom channel. If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. In this video, we will talk about Recession 2022. Should you invest in a recession? We'll take a closer look at recession investing and help you decide whether or not it's right for you. What is a recession? A recession is a significant decline in economic activity spread across the economy. Lasting more than a few months, it is visible in industrial production, employment, real income, and other measures of economic activity. Between these 2 points, there is a period of declining economic activity. A recession begins when the economy reaches peak activity and ends as it reaches its trough. In the United States, a recession is defined as 2 consecutive quarters of actual gross domestic product or GDP decline. The National Bureau of Economic Research or NBER defines a recession as a significant decline in economic activity lasting more than a few months, normally visible in real GDP, real income, employment, industrial production, and wholesale retail sales. A recessive phase of the business cycle is typically characterized by flat or falling prices or deflation, high unemployment, bank lending restrictions, and a decrease in the velocity of money circulation. How do you know if one is happening? While economists agree that a recession is technically defined as 2 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth, several other indicators can help signal whether a recession is on the horizon. For example, an increase in unemployment is often considered a leading indicator of a recession. This is because businesses are typically reluctant to invest and hire during periods of economic uncertainty. Another standard indicator of a looming recession is a drop in consumer confidence. When consumers feel pessimistic about the economy, they are less likely to make large purchases, leading to a decline in sales and production. While these are just a few of the most common indicators of a potential recession, it's important to remember that no single indicator is definitive. Ultimately, recessions are complex phenomena and economists will consider various data points in their forecasts. The pros of investing during a recession. For many people, investing during a recession can seem counterintuitive. However, there are several advantages to doing so. One of the most compelling reasons is that recessions offer an opportunity to buy assets at a discount. For example, properties can be purchased for a fraction of their original value when the housing market crashes. Similarly, stocks typically become much cheaper during economic downturns. As a result, savvy investors who invest during recessions can reap substantial rewards when the economy eventually recovers. Another benefit of recession-era investing is that it can help to diversify one's portfolio. Investors can protect themselves from losses in other sectors by buying assets that are less likely to be affected by economic downturns. In addition, investing during a recession can also help hedge against inflation. The Federal Reserve often prints more money when the economy struggles, leading to higher prices for goods and services. However, if investors already have their money invested in assets such as real estate or commodities, they will be less impacted by inflation. While risks are associated with investing during a recession, there are also several potential rewards. The cons of investing during a recession. One of the cons of investing during a recession is the potential for increased volatility. When the economy is in a downturn, consumers and businesses tend to cut back on spending, decreasing demand for goods and services. This, in turn, can lead to layoffs and lower stock prices. As a result, investors may experience more frequent swings in the value of their investments. Another con of investing during a recession is the possibility of anticipating the wrong economic indicators. For example, if interest rates are low, it may be tempting to invest in assets sensitive to interest rate changes, such as bonds. However, inflation could rise if the economy unexpectedly improves and cause bond prices to fall. These would leave investors with losses. Finally, investing during a recession can be difficult emotionally. Seeing the value of your investments decline can be discouraging, and it may be tempting to sell your holdings when they are down. However, this could lock in losses and prevent you from benefiting from a rebound in asset prices. If you decide to invest during a recession, it is crucial to stay disciplined and patient and diversify your portfolio to mitigate risk. Should you invest in a recession? That depends on your investment goals and risk tolerance. For some investors, a recession can present opportunities to buy assets at a discount. However, recessions also come with heightened risk. Investing during a recession can be difficult to time correctly, and even tiny mistakes can result in significant losses. As such, it's essential to consider your goals and risks before investing during an economic downturn. How do you make intelligent investment decisions during a recession? Making smart investment decisions during a recession can be difficult, but specific strategies can help. First, it is essential to remember that not all asset classes perform equally during a downturn. For example, stocks tend to be more volatile than bonds, so it may be wise to rebalance your portfolio to reduce your exposure to riskier assets. Second, it is essential to stay focused on your long-term goals. Just because the market is down in the short term does not mean that your investment strategy needs to change. If you are investing for retirement, for example, you should still focus on building a diversified portfolio that will meet your needs over the long haul. Finally, don't forget about the power of dollar cost averaging. By regularly investing a set amount of money into the market, you can take advantage of lower prices and make your money work harder in the long run. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you like this video. The risks associated with investing in a recession. Investing during a recession can be a risky proposition. On the other hand, stocks tend to be undervalued, allowing investors to buy low and sell high. However, there is also the risk that the economy may not recover as quickly as anticipated, resulting in losses for investors. Another consideration is that companies may be forced to downsize or declare bankruptcy, which can decrease the value of their stock. Tips for protecting your investments during a recession. A recession can be a challenging time for investors. Stock prices may plummet and businesses may go under. However, there are some steps you can take to protect your investments during a downturn. First, diversify your portfolio. Don't pool all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different asset classes, including stocks, bonds, and cash. This will help reduce your risk if one asset class takes a hit. Second, stay disciplined. Don't make impulsive decisions based on fear or greed. Remember your long-term goals and stick to your investment plan. Finally, don't try to time the market. It's impossible to predict when a recession will start or end, so don't make significant changes to your portfolio to game the system. The verdict is still out on whether or not investing in a recession is a wise decision. However, if you can make well-informed decisions and have a long-term outlook, you may have some opportunities to capitalize on during the next recession. Keep in mind that no one can predict when the next recession will occur, so always preparing for the worst is essential. Are you planning on investing in a recession? Let us know how it goes. Thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something from this video. If you like this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.